What's up? What's up, people? Well, the only reason why I ain't been putting I'm putting the video up over here is because I haven't been putting videos. I rarely put videos up over here, and I just wanted to just come and just put a video up and just post a video just to talk to my people. Matter of fact, let me see if I can. Hold on, let me see. Let me do something. I'm gonna see if I can invite someone. I'll see. I'll see at least if I can do that. I'm gonna see if I can invite some people. So I'm just inviting people that I don't really know. Yeah, I'm just trying to see if I can invite anybody. So that's what the title of this video will be. That's why I call it Real Talk. Yeah, I think I done. Well, I just spent that time trying to see if I can invite some people. Yeah. Yeah, I can't believe I fell asleep just that quick. Then it's talking about profile. Oh, I didn't realize he had came. Okay.
What's going on, brother?
Yeah, I didn't even realize that I had because I said, let me see if I can invite somebody. I said that's what I was thinking. I said, I don't know, they might be asleep like that. So I said, let me just put a link in there and just do it. I was surprised that you came on though. I thought, sure, I said, no, he ain't gonna catch.
All
That's
right.
what I was saying. I said he ain't gonna catch. Yeah, what I wanted to say was on my other YouTube account, I ain't been putting lives up over there. Is because I don't know what's going on, and I think they're doing it on purpose. It's like every time I try to put my title in and go live, it's refusing to allow me to go live. But I have been having to just post regular videos, but I can't go live on my first account.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why they doing that. Maybe I don't say because I know I say a lot of stuff about that homosexuality and pedophilia stuff, talking about white folks in the Roman Catholic Church, and I'm thinking that might be what's going on. Talking about
You,
every
you
time I
took
go live, they
you took
always tell me you got too many live streams and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, what?
That's a mess right there. You just put out too much truth. That's what you got. You got too much truth.
Yeah. And so I can go live on all my other channels. On like these are my backup channels, and they is not allowing me is to go live on my other one for some reason. To my and I said, no, nah, this is a bunch of BS, you know.
Right.
So I've been going live on my other channels pretty lately. So what I do, I can do a video, but it can't be it's like I can't go live, but I can put a regular video up. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They know what they doing.
They just messing with you. Are we live right now?
Huh?
Aren't we live right now?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you live right now. Yes. I'm on my other account. This is one of my old accounts. I don't hardly even use, but I'm using it today. How you been doing today?
I've been well.
Okay. That's good. And yeah, I said let me invite my brothers. I said I don't know. I said because it's like 1:25 in the morning, you know.
Right.
Yeah. So I said eventually they gonna have, they talking about they want me to delete some like and all that kind of stuff. I said I ain't gotta delete nothing. So what I do, I take my videos that I upload over here and I take and put a link on my old channels. That's what I be doing.
Right.
Yeah. And I said to myself, I said, they know what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing. And they doing it on purpose.
Yeah, they know who to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. But anyway, you know, I wasn't doing much of nothing. I just sitting up in here, just, you know, just living my life and everything. You know, I'd be looking at the Hebrew Israelites, and they be bringing some great information and calling out what the white people and calling out the things that they do, you know, and how they, you know, like when you look at the situation with Bill Cosby, I put a regular video up on my old channel, Clarence Ray.
Yeah.
I was talking about how I did a video about how we as a black men is more betrayed in the media, and they are after trying to destroy the image of the black man. You know, that's what it's all about. It's really about trying to destroy Bill Cosby. They didn't arrest him based upon rape allegations and all like they
He
claim.
wasn't charged with rape or nothing. They violated the statute of limitations for one thing, not to mention.
It really was about his money.
And then they went by word of mouth.
Yeah, it was all about the money that that Bill Cosby. See, they got mad because he didn't quit his wife, and he stayed with his wife, and he stuck with his black wife, and then Bill Cosby didn't give them money like they wanted to, and so they just decided they'll just pin that on him, and they say, well, we can get him this way by saying that he did this to us and he did that to us and all that kind of stuff. And it's about destroying his legacy. That's really what it's all about, because you notice they don't do no white celebrities like that at all. They don't get that done to them. It's all about how they always they want to destroy. If they can get the man out of the home, out of the black homes, then that's what that's their whole aim. That their whole aim is set up from the get-go. Like you think about Emmett Till, all of this, you can tie all of that together and realize that all of it is just all about just destroying the black man. Just like when this old white woman said that Emmett Till whispered at her and all that kind of stuff. This is the same exact thing that we're dealing with today when they say, oh, all these women's coming forward and saying, oh, Bill Cosby did this and Bill Cosby did that and all that. And then everybody like, oh, okay, you're right. He's a black man. And, you know, we don't want to, you know, black man is already painted in a bad image. So since there's more than one white woman that said this here, that makes it really true. So By that logic, he's black and they're white. We're gonna prosecute him. This is all about representing. We're gonna show black people that this is a representation of Emmett Till. You know, we're gonna show black people that this is a representation of Emmett Till, and that's really what it's all about. And it's also a wake-up call for a lot of the people who is still running around here worshiping and actually just propping them up. They constantly defending their oppressors, defending the very people who actually rule in the world and hate them the most. And they want to holler, oh, your enemies can't love you. Like the African people, those people are not really our people. Them people is our enemy. All of them, the Arabs and the so-called Africans and all those other people, the East Indian man, the Chinese man, all those people teamed up against us is to try to cut us off. All these things is prophesied in the Bible that they would do these type of things to us. All this was prophesied. And so black people, man, this is, to me, it's just another wake-up call to let you know, do not mess with the house of Esau. The white women ain't nothing but the Bible, their real name is Esau. He said, don't mess with the house of Esau. Because if you mess with the house of Esau rather than messing with the women of Israel, you're going to die. Because you got to leave the Edomite devil, Caucasian devil women alone. Because these are the things, this is what happened when you go. That's why if you a lot of people don't really read their Bibles right, man. All you have to do is just go and you read about, he said, do not give your daughters unto their sons, and neither give your sons to their seed. All that kind of stuff is because you run into problems. That's why he told Israel is to don't mess with them other wicked nations out there. Because if you give your child to this evil, wicked seed, then it's you're going to, when you jump over on the other side of the fence and you think grass is green over on the other side of the other fence, they're gonna show you what time it is. Just like they did the Carl Henderson. I know you heard about the Carl Henderson when he had went to Greece and the white boys beat him up over a white girl. Huh?
Yeah, I did a video about Bakari Henderson.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did a video about that, brother.
That's right. And the sad part about it, he got his wake-up call in death.
Unfortunately, that's what happened to him.
Yeah. And you got some people that still run around here propping these people up and like, I don't care how good they are to you. All that stuff ain't nothing but a setup. It's bait to get you over on that end so that they can railroad you, find a way to railroad you, and you'll have yourself in all kinds of other stuff. That's why the Most High got on the Jews for marrying strange wives in the Bible. He said, "Do not take on, don't take up the daughters of the Edomites." He said, "Don't take on them daughters." Yep. Just like that, Joseph. You remember Joseph in the Bible, the Hebrew Israelite Joseph, right? He got put in prison because the Egyptian master's wife lied on him and said he tried to do some stuff to him.
I remember that. Yep.
See, we are the fulfillment of the Bible. This represents that they hate the Hebrew Israelites, man. We are the chosen people. We are above all people. We are hated. These people would do anything. They're trying to cut us off. That's why you think they're trying to put vaccination shots in us. They're trying to put vaccination shots. They poison our water. This is all about is to kill and cut us off, because our enemies, that's what they're trying to do. If you look in Psalms 83:1, it talks about all of the enemies, all of the Arab, the Ishmaels, and the Amalek, the Amaleks, those so-called Jews in over there in Jerusalem.
The Amalekites.
Huh?
The Amalekites.
Yeah, the Amalekites. Yeah, those are the so-called Jews that's over there, that's in our holy land. Our original holy land is Jerusalem. This is not our homeland. This is our stolen country over here. White folks stole all this here. and we living on stolen property, and we were sold to our enemy. The so-called white man is our number one enemy that is oppressing us over here in this country. Why you think them East Indian men and all them Chinese can come over here and set up all these stores in our community, and we are so at the bottom? We're more at the bottom. If we are all equal and we all the same, we're all not the same, then we are at the bottom. And the way you can tell that we are the real Jews is because we are at the bottom. The Israelites,
because the divide and conquer, we've been so divided and conquered that we've been neutralized, and we've been pretty much pitted against our own and our own selves as well.
Yeah. Yeah, because see, we have been put in a position. This is how they set it up so that we can fight against each other. See, we have been taught in the, see, all these every denomination, when you look on your TV, when you look at the TV in the stores, everything is white supremacy. Thanksgiving, a lot of people don't even know why they celebrate Thanksgiving, October, all Halloween, all that. Those are what the white supremacist holidays. When you're buying into that docile mind state. And that's what these are the things that they do, is because they want to keep us in a docile mind state. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With white supremacist images, you look at the white Jesus image. The white Jesus image, that's not the real Christ. Christ is not no so-called white. He's not a white man. He's a so-called black man. He describes it in Revelation 1 and verse 1 and through 14. He describes that he is a man of color. But these fake Jews, these so-called white people took, and the Roman Catholic Church gave us this fake image of this so-called white Jesus with blonde hair and blue eyes and all that kind of stuff, putting that image up. And that fake Jesus is Caesar Borgia. And Caesar Borgia had sex with his sister and killed his own brother. And we following a pedophile. And when you name yourself an African American, you naming yourself after two pedophiles, white pedophiles.
We're not following a pedophile because I don't follow Caesar Borgia.
Yeah, I'm saying, like, we are, most of us as black people, we consider ourselves as an African American, right? We consider ourselves as an African American. So-called African American is white supremacy. That America was created by the so-called white man. It's white supremacy. Africa was named after two white men. And so when you call yourself African American, you name yourself after two white men.
Yeah, Leo Africanus and Amerigo Vespucci. An Italian named America, and I believe it was either a Greek or a Dutchman that named Africa.
Yeah, you naming yourself after two pedophiles, the Roman Catholic Church and the government. The government is America. And America ain't nothing but Babylon, according to the Bible. So when you follow all these holidays and stuff like that, and all these Labor Day, when you celebrate Thanksgiving, you know what you celebrating? You celebrating the death and the killing of of the so-called white man, how he killed millions of Indians over here in this country, and took this country and stole this land and killed up a bunch of Indians. When you celebrate Thanksgiving, that's what you celebrate. You're celebrating white supremacy, killing of your people. That's what you celebrate. Well, a lot of people don't even know why they celebrate Halloween. Somebody was trying to say Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I said, I don't celebrate no white man's holiday. I don't celebrate.
As far as I'm concerned, every day is Thanksgiving.
Yeah. I mean, Thanksgiving is supposed to be all about giving thanks to the Most High, not to no slaughter of your Indians. That's what you promoting.
Right. As far as I'm concerned, Thanksgiving is every single day. Every day you wake up and breathe, and you ought to be giving thanks. It's that simple.
Not giving thanks to no holiday that man made. They'll keep the man's pagan days, but they won't keep the holy days of. They won't keep the holy day of the Most High. The holy day is the seventh day. Sunday is it was named after the so-called white man. So when you are on a Sunday
Right.
and honor all these other pagan days, you honoring a so-called white man's day. Oh, that's Caesar Borgia. You're honoring a homosexual.
Mm. That's deep.
Yeah, you honoring a homosexual, just like that gay law. Two men can get married. That goes strictly fully against the Most High. What the Most High said. He said two men. He said the natural thing for a woman, a natural thing for a man, is to want to have children by a woman, and a natural desire for a woman, I would say, is to be with a man and have children. But the Most High said that they leave the natural use, which is against nature, the natural use, and they burn it in their lust toward one toward another, men with men working with that which is unseemly. And the Most High turned around and gave them up to their own lust. He turned them over to a reprobate mind because they wanted to do those things that the so-called Romans practice, like cutting your head, shaving your head bald, cutting your beard, all that kind of stuff, all that shaving your beard and stuff like that. That all of that was the Egyptian customs. All of that is the so-called white man's customs. Is doing that because they want to emasculate the black man, and that's what they have been doing for so long. Is the trying to emasculate the black man, feminize the black man, take the black man out of the home. This is the reason why they don't have no problem with trying to shoot a black man down in the streets.
They've been doing that in Hollywood for years. They've always
I know.
emasculated the black man, the black male image. Got black men wearing dresses and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they've always done that because black masculinity is like a very strong essence, and we are the epitome of what masculinity is.
That's right, masculinity. We are the epitome of. That's it. Yeah.
That's what, and secretly, that's what attracts their women.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, so many of our brothers fall for it.
Yeah, because they're in a docile state of mind. They're in a docile state of mind, and that's the white man's purpose, is to keep us in these. That's why you look on TV, because see, they think about it, they're not going to teach you your true nationality at all. Well, the so-called white man not.
Well, we don't need them to teach us we need to be doing that, not them.
Yeah,
see, exactly. That's our first mistake, relying on them to teach us when we need to be doing that.
Yeah, that's and you know what? Have you ever, I'm gonna repeat something that the Hebrew Israelites said I like, and I repeat to myself because I know it's true. They say that the best way, if you want to hide anything, if you want to hide knowledge from a black man, what to do with it? If you want to hide anything,
yeah, put it in a book.
They say put it in a book, because you know a black man, it can be 100, it can be a it could be $1,000 in that book. I'm just saying that black man, if it's a book, he's not, regardless of even if it is in there, he's not going to have the sense enough is to pick that book up and read it. And the white folks know this, and it's because they know this is the reason why we are so in a docile state of mind too, is because back in during the time of slavery, before we even got the Bible, before we didn't even know how to read it one time. And this is what they gave our ancestors, because our ancestors, a lot of them didn't know how to read. And this is how they gave us a book that was read by the priest. And this is how they was teaching us to be in a docile state of mind. And even to this day, that's why the black man and so-called black woman, we would not pick up a book and we would not read that book.
And that's unfortunate.
Mm-hmm. We're not going to pick up that book and read it because they know that's a way that they can keep us in that type and that state of mind like that. Like I was looking up some things, and in the Bible ain't nothing but a history book. That's all it is. Because I used to sit up there and believe that it was written, it was a white man's book. But the Hebrew Israelites, I have to give them credit, they helped me understood that Bible is not a white man's book. And King James was not a white man. King James was not a homosexual. Caesar Borgia was a homosexual. Uh, the King James was the one that was the author of the Bible and different things like that. And through him, he translated the Bible into the Hebrew, I believe, to where we can understand it. You know what I mean? And there is a scripture in the book of Joel, chapter 3:1, where it talks about how the so-called African people, and the Hagarines, the Africans, and Ishmaels, and all of those people, they teamed up together and sold us to the so-called white man. Let me show you. We'll go to the book of Joel, chapter 3. Joel 3. Isaiah, Joel, Jeremiah. Amos, Daniel, Hosea. Yeah, I got it right here. The book of Joel, chapter 3:1. For behold, in those days, and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, and I will also gather all nations, and I will bring them down unto the valley of Jehoshaphat. That means a valley means a battleground. And I will plead with them there for my people and for my inheritance Israel, whom they have scattered amongst the nations and parted my land. We scattered amongst all the other nations, our enemies. Now, verse 3, it said, and they have cast lots for my people and have given a boy for an harlot. You know what this means? This means that they took during slavery, and they gave our boys and made our boys have sex with their own mothers and sisters and stuff like that, and sold a girl for wine that they might drink. They sold a girl for wine. See, that's what had happened to what would happen to us. All them other nations, according to Psalms chapter 83:1, all those other nations came together, and they came together according to what the Bible says, with a tumult, with one consent, is to turn around to take and to cut the nation of Israel off. And it said, they cast lots for my people and have given a boy for an harlot. They whored out the boys and sold a girl for wine that they might drink. That's what they did. And
when in Sodom and Gomorrah, I think it was Lot, when Lot and his family were, I believe it was Lot and his family, they were escaping, that the men outside the door, I mean, Lot had to offer his own daughters for them, but they didn't want the daughters. They wanted the angels. They were trying to sleep with the angels, which were males. They wanted to sleep with them.
That's the nation that the Japanese came out of. The Chinese people came out of the Lot's two daughters. That's where the Moabite nation started at. And then, so the Moabite nation is a family line of incest. That nation of people is our enemy too. Those are the enemy to Israel too.
We're supposed to accept this as a way of life.
Huh?
Are we supposed to accept this as a way of life?
Accept it as a way of life. No, I would say not.
They expect us to accept it as a way of life.
Yeah, they expect for us to accept it as a way of life. See, the Moabite nation, that nation is not going to inherit eternal life. The only nation that the Most High has chosen, He's chosen Israel. He's not chosen them other nations. It clearly says this throughout the whole Bible. Now, a lot of people will take scriptures here and yonder and try to quote them out of context. They use John 3:16 to say the Most High loves everybody, but God so loved the world. The world is not talking about the whole world, because there are many different definitions of the word world that people don't take the time to break down. According to Isaiah chapter 45, verse 17, it
Well,
tells you what
well, he's talking about the whole world, yeah.
huh?
He's talking about the whole world.
He's talking about the world that he's talking about the world of Israel. That's the world that he's talking about, because there are many different definitions of the word world in the Bible. The word world, he's only referring to Israel. Let me check you that. Isaiah.
Where did it say that?
Isaiah 45 and 17. I'm gonna read it to you right now. Isaiah 45, 17. But Israel shall be saved in the Lord with an everlasting salvation, and ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end. See that? That's the definition of the word world. He's talking about Israel. You want me to read it again?
Yeah.
But Isaiah chapter 45, 17. But Israel shall be saved. Israel shall be saved in the Lord with an everlasting salvation, and ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end. For thus said the Lord God that created the heavens, God himself that formed the earth and made it. He had established it. He created it not in vain, and formed it to be inhabited. I am the Lord thy God. There is none else. And then he's given this land to the Israelites. It says up here in verse 14, thus said the Lord, the labor of Egypt and the merchants of Ethiopia and of the Sabaeans, men of stature, shall come over unto thee, and they shall be thy. They shall come after thee in chains, and they shall come over, and they shall fall down. They shall fall down unto thee. They shall make supplication unto thee, saying, surely God is there, and there is none else. There is no God. See, all the other nations, they're going to come and they're going to bow before the Most High. All of them going to come. They're going to bow, but they're not going to be equal to the Israelites. They're not going to be equal to us. They're going to get to the kingdom, but they're not going to be equal. They're going to be our servants, slave for servants and handmaids. All you have to do is go to Isaiah chapter 14 and read verse 1. You want me to go there? Is he going to tell you what he's going to do? All right, let me go there. Isaiah chapter 14, verse 1. Listen to this here. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob. You know who Jacob is, right? The Hebrew Israelites. And will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land.
Jacob was one of the sons of Abraham.
Yeah. And then
he was the son of Isaac. He was Abraham's grandson.
That's right. And for the Lord will have mercy upon Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. The strangers represents those who are a non-Israelite. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants. They will, when you possess something, you're gonna own it. It's not gonna be equal to us. Possess it means you're gonna own it. It's not gonna be equal to you. And possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. See, we're going to rule out over our oppressors. This is a future judgment for the Moabites, the so-called white man, the Edomite. The so-called white man is red. He's not white. His biblical name is Esau.
Interesting.
Yeah. The white, if you don't, it's right there in Genesis 25. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to come back to this here, verse 14, but I'm going to jump over and I'm going to read something to you. And I read over here in Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 21. Now, this is a future judgment for the so-called white man. Listen to this here. It says, prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers. that they do not rest, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. See what I'm saying?
Right.
See, we're gonna prepare slaughter for them. See, their future judgment is everything that they have done to the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. They're going to get that back. They fed our babies to alligators, all that kind of stuff. That's coming back on them, huh?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, all this stuff is coming back on them. They're gonna get all back what they did to the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native America. Yeah. Let me jump over to all right, I know I'm jumping ahead of myself. Let me go. All right, a lot of people say that it doesn't matter which color God is. All right, Revelation chapter 1, verses 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ, which God gave unto him to show unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass. And he sent and signified it by his angel unto his servant John, who bear record of the testimony, who bear record of the word of God and of the testimony of Jesus Christ. Okay, now the word revelation simply means is to reveal. And it said who bear record. So that means that the Most High left record of what he looked like. Now let's jump down to verse 14. And I'm going to show you something. The Bible says, his head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes as a flame of fire. Now listen to this. It says his head and his hairs were white like wool. That means Christ had woolly hair, as white as snow, and his eyes as a flame of fire. That means he was red. That means he drank the wine. So that means if you drank wine, what happened to the white part of your eyes? They're gonna turn red.
Right.
And he said, and his feet was like unto fine brass, as if they were burnt in a furnace. Now, if you take something brown, like it says, his feet was like unto fine brass. Brass is brown. You are not dark. You're not black. You know what color you are? You're brown. The real Aaron Collins, you're brown.
Right.
And if you take something, it says as if they were burnt in a furnace. Now, if you take something and you burn it, what color is that? If you throw a penny in the fire and it's brown, and you throw it in fire and you leave it in there for hours, and then you take it out, what color is that penny gonna be? If you burn it, huh?
So it'll still be copper.
Yeah, think about if you take a penny that's brown. A penny is brown, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you take that penny and you throw it in some fire and you leave it in there for a while, for an hour or two, what color, if you take that penny out that fire, what color is that penny gonna be?
It should probably still be brown.
If you take it, if it says burnt, like as if it were burnt in a furnace, like if you put some macaroni and cheese, and
well, if it was burnt, it would be. If it was burnt, it would be black.
It'll be real black. So that letting you know that Christ is a real dark. He was a dark-skinned man. That's what it's saying. Now, if you go to Daniel. Let's go to Daniel right quick. Daniel chapter 10 and 6. Look at Daniel 10 and 6. It says, then I lifted up, verse 5. Then I lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in a lint whose loins were girded with fine gold of Uphaz. His body and also was like the barley, and his face as the appearance of lightning, and his eyes as lamps of fire, and his arms and his feet like in color. Did you catch that?
Mm-hmm.
His arms and his feet was like in color to polished brass. Now I just read that in Revelation. That's the New Testament.
Right.
Now, and his voice his voice of his words like the voice of a multitude. Now, the reason why that it said his words was like the voice of a multitude, that means that he spoke loud.
Yeah,
when Christ spoke. Huh?
Yeah, it means he spoke loud.
Yeah, he spoke loud. And he said in Revelation, his voice was as the sound of many waters. That means when he spoke, his voice echoed. He spoke loud so people can hear him. And that's why it says in Isaiah 58 in verse 1, it says, spare not, cry loud, spare not. That means don't spare nobody's feelings. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet and show my people their transgressions in the house of Jacob their sin. You see what I'm saying? So I know I kind of rushed through this stuff, but if you go, if you go to the book of Obadiah, Obadiah was a prophet of the Most High. Now, let me go to Michael. Let me go to Michael right quick. The book of Michael, chapter 1. A lot of people say the Most High God don't hate, right? They say he's not a God. He loves everybody, right? Listen to this.
There are some things that he hates.
Listen to this hint. The burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Michael. I love you, said the Lord. Yea, ye say, where hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother? Said the Lord. Yea, I love Jacob. Did you catch that? He said, yet I love Jacob. See that?
Right.
And I hate Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Where is Edom? Said, we are impoverished. We will return and build the desolated places. Thus said the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. They shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord has indignation forever. See, it's saying that the nation of Edom, the Edomites, so-called white man, are the border of wickedness. And he says in verse 3, I hate Esau. And this is in the New Testament as well. So God hates the so-called white man. God hates the so-called white man. He hates the so-called Chinese. You see what I'm saying? Now let me go to Romans chapter 13 and verse 9. Romans 13 and 9. Romans 9 and 13. My bad. Romans 9 and 13. Look what it says. Now this is what God says. Paul would say what God said. Romans 9 and 13. It says, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. Jacob I love, but Esau I hate Esau. And the Bible says in Proverbs chapter 8 and verse 13, he said, the fear of the Lord is to hate evil. But he said, Jacob have I loved. He loved the 12 tribes. He loved Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He loved the 12 tribes. But he said Esau, the so-called white man, which is the progenitor of the Edomites, who hate the Hebrew Israelites, who is the enemy to the Israelites. He said he hate that race. The Most High hate that race. Hebrews chapter 13 and verses, let me go to Hebrews chapter 13. I'm just jumping right now. Hebrews 13, no, wait a minute, my bad. Hebrews chapter 12 and verses 16. Look what it says. Lest there be anything profane, lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for 1 ounce of meat sold his birthright. For ye know how that afterward, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected, for he found no place of repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears. The Most High rejected Esau. Esau, he only came back for the 12 tribes. If you look right in Matthew's chapter 15, Matthew's chapter 15 and verse 9. I mean, Matthew 15 and 24. He says, for I am not sent. He said, go not unto the way of the Samaritans. I am not sent, but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And when he said that the dogs will eat from the master's table, he was the crumbs from the master's table. He was simply meaning that we was going to have rulership over the so-called white man in the real kingdom. And they was going to be they just like we're servants to them, they're going to be servants to us. So that means that Esau is going to be rejected by the Most High. The Most High don't even hear their prayers at all. Do you know that Job was a black man?
So I've heard.
Job 30 and 30. Let me go there. Job 30 and verse 30. Look what Job says. My skin is black upon me, and my bones are burnt with heat.
I think I remember that scripture.
He said, my skin is black upon me, and my bones are burnt with heat. Job was a so-called, he was a black man. Let's go to Genesis chapter 2 and verse 7. Now, when you look outside in the dirt, what color is the dirt when you go outside the rear Aaron column?
It's black.
Let's look at this here. And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul or a living being. That's what soul means, a living person or a living being. So that means that the Most High created man from the dirt. Dirt is brown. So we're not black. We are brown people. We are people of color. Okay, now let's go to the Song of Solomon, chapter 1 and verse 5. Song of Solomon. I know you heard about Song of Solomon.
Yes, I have.
Okay, Song of Solomon 1 and 5. Here we go. All right, let's see. Here we go, right here. Song of Solomon, chapter 1 and verses. Let's read verse 1 and we're gonna go to verse 5. The Song of Solomon, which is Solomon. Let him kiss me with the kisses of his mouth, for thy love is better than wine, because of the savor of thy good ornaments. Thy name is as ornaments poured forth. Therefore do the virgins love thee. Draw me, and I will run after thee. The king had brought me unto his chamber. We will be glad and rejoice in thee. We will remember thy love more than wine. The upright love thee. I am black. Verse 5 says, I am black, but comely. You know what comely means, huh?
Comely means handsome.
It means beautiful. It's very beautiful, attractive. I am black, but comely. O ye daughters of Jerusalem, as the tents of cedar, as the curtains of Solomon. Look not upon me, because I am black. Solomon was a black man. The sun had looked not upon me, because I am black, because the sun had looked upon me. My mother's children.
I did hear that. I did hear that Solomon was a black man. That I did hear. I read that.
Okay, do you know Jeremiah is black?
Okay, didn't know that. I didn't know that, but I'm not surprised.
Okay, let me go to Jeremiah. Oops, wrong. Okay. Okay, I'm at it. Jeremiah chapter 8 and verses 21. For the hurt of the daughter of my people, talking about the Israelites, the Zion, Israel. For the hurt of the daughter of my people, I am hurt. I am black. I am astonished. Astonished has taken hold upon me. Listen to that verse, Jeremiah chapter 8 and verse 21. For the hurt of the daughter of my people, I am hurt. I am black. He said, I am black. He just said he is black.
Yep.
Yep. That's true. So the Hebrew Israelite people are people of color. You know. So let's go to the book of Obadiah. All right, let's look right here. It says, and verse 18, Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 18. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. That means they're going to be ashes. And they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau. Why would he put this future judgment on this future judgment is for them? I'm going to read it again, okay? Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 18. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. That means they're going to be burnt to ashes. And they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau. For the Lord has spoken it. That's a judgment that's going to happen to Esau. That is a future judgment. He said the house of Esau. Notice he's not saying that the house of Esau will be saved. Ethiopians is not going. It's the enemy. They're not going to be saved. They're not the chosen people. The East Indian man is the enemy. Those are the enemy to the Israelites. The East Indian man, the Chinese man, the West Africans, and Africa. All of those are the nations of Canaan, Ham. All of those. All of that is Africa. Those people are the enemies to the real Israelites. Those were the ones that joined hands with the so-called white man and sold us over here to the white man. Yep. So they are going to go into captivity. Micah chapter 3 and verse 1. And I say, here I pray you, O heads of Jacob, ye princes of the house of Israel, is it not for you to know the judgment? Who hate the good and love the evil, who pluck off their skin from off them and their flesh from off their bones, who also eat the flesh of my people and flee and flay their skin from off them, and they break their bones and chop them in pieces. As for the spot, as flesh within the cadron, then shall they cry unto the Lord, but he will not hear them. He will even hide his face from them at that time, as they have behaved themselves ill in their doing. Okay, and it goes on and it talks about how he's going to destroy the house of Esau. That's why he said, do not mess with the Edomites, with the house of Esau, because he said that the curse of the Most High is upon that house, because that's the house of the wicked. Now, Genesis chapter 25 and verse 25. Genesis 25 and verses, I'm going to start at 20. Genesis 25 and verse 20. And Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethuel the Syrian, and Pathnerah, the sister of Laban. Laban, that was Rebekah's brother, which was Jacob's uncle, and the Syrian. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife, because she was barren. That means she couldn't have no children. And the Lord was the Lord was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived, and the children struggled together within her. Now, why would the children struggle together within her? And she said, if it be so, why I am thus? Why am I struggling? And she went to inquire of the Lord. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 matter of people shall be separated. Now, a lot of people say the Most High don't separate. He said, and God says, Two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. The elder represents the so-called white man who is ruling the planet that was served that we are serving them. And it says, and when her days were to be delivered, were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in a womb. And the first came out red all over like in hairy garment, and they call his name Esau. See, Esau is when you look at white people,
he was going to be a man of war, because he was a man of war. He was a hunter and a man of war.
Right. So when you look at white folks' pigmentation, when they laugh hard and when they get mad and stuff like that, what color do their skin turn?
Red.
They red. They not white. That's why they call him the so-called white man. And it says, and the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, and a man of the field. He was a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man, dwelling in tents. See, the reason why it didn't describe who Jacob was is because Jacob looked like everybody else. Jacob was a plain man, meaning a plain man means that black people, people of color, we can do anything with our hands. We are naturally gifted to sing. We're naturally gifted to cook. But Esau liked to eat his meat red. He loves to eat his meat red. That's why he said and Esau came out red all over like a hairy garment. White folks are very, very hairy. Have you noticed that? They're hairy.
I've noticed that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're very hairy. And this is the so-called white. The real biblical name for white people, their name is Esau. And Esau means is to be wasted away. It means simply mean waste away. That's in the book of Obadiah as well, too. Hosea, Obadiah. All of the men of the Confederates have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. That means they're talking about the so-called white man. And there is none understanding in him. Shall I not in that day, said the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom and understanding out of the mountain of Esau? The mighty men of Timon shall be dismayed to the end of that every one of the mountain of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. Did you catch that? This is Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 9. And the mighty men of Timon shall be dismayed. That means they're gonna be astonished and surprised to see how the wrath of the Most High. And that the mighty men of Timon shall be dismayed to the end, that every one of the mountain of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. So the Most High is gonna kill the white man. They're gonna be cut off the planet. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. In that day thou stoodest on the other side, and the day that the strangers carried away captives his forces and his foreigners, and entered into his gates, and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even that was as one of them. See, I can go on and on with this here. All throughout the whole book of the Bible, it talks about the wrath of the Most High that's going to be upon upon Edom, the so-called white man, Esau, and the other nations. He didn't chose no other nation but the nation of Israel. Paul in the New Testament, he was from the tribe of Benjamin. He was an Israelite. Paul, the Apostle Paul in the New Testament. Is there anything you want to say? You can add if you want. I was just reading. you know.
Yeah, you're
But
very.
that
I do remember the scripture, the brother saying he is black. So yeah, and that right there tells you all these images that we've been fed for years of Caucasian images in the Bible are very inaccurate.
that's right. They're very inaccurate. That means they're not real.
And they have
It's,
always inserted themselves in history. They've always tried to insert themselves in historical events. You know, they even tried to say that they were ancient Egyptians. I
yeah,
mean, they could barely stand being in the sun. So, what makes you think that they could possibly be Egyptians? Egyptians were actually African people, black African people
yeah, that's right.
who withstood in the sun. And Egypt has very hot weather.
Yeah, it
It is
does.
very sunny. So we know that's not true.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. We know that we can see. That's. Do you know the Most High called all the other nations? He called that nation Egyptians dogs. They're
Mm.
dogs. He called them other nations dogs. Let me show it to you. Right in Exodus. Exodus. Let's see here. Exodus. Exodus chapter 11 and verses 7. It says, "But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast, that ye may know how that the Lord does put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel." See, he put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel. So a lot of people will tell you that God don't separate, God don't do this, and God don't do that. Yes, he does. He separates. We're not all one people or human race as they call it, because he counts all them other nations as enemies to the nation of Israel. Now let's go to Daniel, I mean not Daniel, but Deuteronomy chapter 32, verses 7 and 8. Deuteronomy 31, 32. Deuteronomy 32, verses 7 and 8. It says, "Remember the days of old, consider the years of many generations." That means the Most High want us to, he want us to not, he don't want us to forget the things that all these, the so-called white man did to us and all these other nations. He don't want us to forget the things that we have been oppressed over here in this country and what happened and what they did to our children and all that kind of stuff. "Remember the days of old, consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will show thee thy elders, and they will tell thee. When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bonds of the people according to the numbers of the children of Israel. For the Lord's portion is his people." Oh my goodness, I got a B up in here. "Jacob is the lot of his inheritance." See that? The Lord's portions is his people. That means that he does have a portion of people that are his. He didn't chose no other nations. We all came out of Adam, but he only chose one nation. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6. Approve that. Deuteronomy 7 and verse 6. Look what it says. "For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth." So if he say that he chose you to be a special people above all people, how is that equal? Does that sound like we all equal? He said he had chosen us to be better than all of the other people. If he say you're better, think about it, Mr. Aaron, the real Aaron Collins. If the Most High say that you are better than all the other people on the planet, how is that equal? He said you're better than them. So if he's saying you're better than those people, is that equal?
I see what you mean.
Yeah. If he's saying that we are better, you are better than you are better than the so-called East Indian man. You're better than the Chinese woman. You're better than the white woman. If he's saying you're better, then how is we are equal? How is we all the same? We're not all that. That tells us that if he said we are above all people, we can't be the same. If you got a tall cup here and you got a short cup here, how is they're not equal? One is tall and the other one is short. So that means if we are above all people, that means we're better than the so-called white man. We're better than the white woman. You're better than them. You don't have to sell her for less. You don't have to sell her. We don't have to sell her for the East Indian woman. We don't have to sell her for the Ethiopian woman. We don't have to sell her for them because we're above them. That's what God said in the Bible here. Now let's look at Deuteronomy, back up and go to Deuteronomy 71. When the Lord thy God shall bring thee unto the land whither thou goest to possess it, and has cast out many nations before thee, the Hittites and the Gershites, these are the African people, and the Amorites, Africans, the Canaanites, these are Africans, and the Perizzites, the Africans, and the Hittites and the Hivites, the Africans, and the Jebusites, Africans, 7 nations greater and mightier than thou. When the Lord thy God shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them. See that? We're not going to love these nations. He going to give us that authority to be able to kill these other people off. Thou shalt smite them and shall utterly destroy them. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor show mercy unto them. That means don't pity them, don't spare them. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto his son. Now watch what verse 4 said, the reason why. For they will turn away thy sons from following me, that they may serve other gods. So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you and destroy thee suddenly. He said they will turn away thy sons and thy daughters from following me. That's why he said do not do no interracial with dating. Now I'm gonna go and I'm gonna back that up in the New Testament in first, I think it's 2 Corinthians. Watch this here. I think that's first or 2 Corinthians. Let's see here. I just had it the other day. Here we go. 2 Corinthians. 2 Corinthians chapter 6 and verse 14. Look what it says. This is in the New Testament. Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. But what fellowship have righteousness with unrighteousness? And what communion had light with darkness? You see what I'm saying? He says, so don't be unequally yoked together with unbelievers. Okay. 1 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 20. I kind of skipped. I've been kind of like skipping a little bit, because I'm, okay. 1 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 20. Verse 20. Let's start at verses 14. Wherefore, my dearly beloved, flee from adultery. I speak as to wise men. Judge ye what I say. The cup of blessings which we bless is it not the communion of the blood of Christ? The bread which we break, is it not the communion of the body of Christ? For we being many, for we being many are one bread and one body. For we are all partakers of that one bread. Behold, Israel after the flesh, are not they which eat of the sacrifices partakers of the altar? What say then, that the idol is anything, or that which offers and sacrifice to idols is anything? But I say that the things which the Gentiles sacrifice, they sacrifice to devils and not to God. And I would not that ye should have fellowship with devils. He's talking about Israel. Ye cannot drink of the cup of the Lord and the cup of devils. Ye cannot be partakers of the Lord's table and the tables of devils. That means that you cannot be partakers with the so-called white man and marrying the daughter of a Hamite and then being of God's table, because those race of people are the people of devils. He said, why would you make marriage? Why would you mingle your seed with them? Why would you give your son or your daughter to those nations? Because we already seeing how Bill Cosby is being railroaded.
Yeah, Bill Cosby at the same time, Bill Cosby did put himself in this situation. No, he did live in delivering pound cake speeches. He ingratiated himself into this society, thinking he was going to get a pass, and it backfired on him.
Yeah, to know. That's why the Most High said, these are the consequences when you jump over the fence. And that's why the Most High said, don't give your seed and don't mingle, because he said they will turn away your sons from following me. Things like that. All that stuff comes with it. You know? And then it goes back to just like what you just said. When you mess with them, this is what happened. And this is the Bible really gives us a warning, tell us not to. That's why he said don't mingle your seed, because these race of people is cutting the nation of Israel off. And I just read in Second Corinthians where it says, "Be not unequally yoked together with unbelievers."
You know, when he gave that,
only supposed to deal with your own kind.
When he gave that pound cake speech, I wonder if any of this went through his head that he will one day be getting sentenced at 80 years old, 3 to 10 years. And the thing is, they didn't charge him with any rape. They didn't even have any evidence. They just went by word of mouth. So yeah, they did railroad him. They went by what somebody said. They violated the statute of limitations. They're literally telling you they violated the law, and they did that to suit the Me Too movement, and he was basically the sacrificial lamb for that movement. Even though he put himself out there, you know, and I really can't say I feel sorry for him because he put himself out there like that, but they just proved to him, no matter how much money you make, you are still black.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. And see, this is always have been their aim from the very beginning, from the very start. This is all their whole aim anyway, is to destroy the so-called black man, because they showing us how much they hate us. They hate us because they are the real enemies. And the Most High said, because the Hebrew Israelites broke his commitment. All right, let's go to Genesis 39. I want to show you something. This was happening to us during Bible days. Genesis 39:1. And Joseph was brought down to Egypt, and the Pontiphas, the officer of Pharaoh, the captain of the guard, the Egyptian, brought him of the hands of the Ishmaelites. The Ishmaelites were the were the Africans, the so-called Ishmaels, you know, which had brought him down hither. And the Lord was with Joseph, and he was a prosperous man. And Joseph was an Israelite, and he was in the house of his master, the Egyptian. And his master saw that. And when his master saw that the Lord was with him, and that the Lord made all that he did to prosper in his hand, and Joseph found grace in his sight, and he served him, and he made him overseer over his house, and all that he had put unto his hand. And it came to pass from that time that he made him overseer in his house, and over all that he had, that the Lord blessed the Egyptian house for Joseph's sake. And the blessings of the Lord was upon all that he had in the house and the field. And he left all that he had unto Joseph's hand. And he kneeled, and he knew not, oh, he had saved the bread which he did eat. And Joseph was a goodly person and well favored. And it came to pass after these things that his master's wife cast her eyes upon Joseph, and she said, lie with me. But he refused and said, Joseph refused, but he refused and said unto his master's, but he refused and said unto his master's wife, behold, my master wot not what is with me in the house, and he had committed all that he had unto my hand. There is none greater in this house than I. Neither had he kept back anything from me, but thee, because thou art his wife. Thou art his wife. How then can I do this great wickedness and sin against God? And it came to pass, as she spake to Joseph day by day, that he hearkened not unto her to lie with her or to be with her. And it came to pass about this time that Joseph went unto the house to do his business, and there was none of the men of the house within. And she caught him by his garment, saying, lie with me. And he left his garment in her hand and fled and got him out. That means Joseph ran. And it came to pass, when she saw that he had left his garment in her hand and was fled forth, that
she set him up.
Huh?
She set him up.
That's right. She set him up. Don't that? Then she called unto the men of her house. Then she called unto the men of her house and spake unto them, saying, see, he had brought in Hebrew unto us to mock us.
It was basically a hit job.
See that? The Hebrew Israelite. Think about this in it. This is something. Now, this woman was a Caucasian, had to be an Edomite woman that did this. Now, don't this sound like this is the fulfillment of what's going on with today?
Sounds like Kellen Bryant. That's the one who originally set up Emmett Till, lied on him. And then she came back a few months ago. She's in her 80s, said that he didn't do it. But yet, your lie caused that boy to lose his life. He was beaten severely, thrown into the river where he was decomposed and deformed. And all of a sudden, you come back and saying he didn't do it. But this young man is no longer here with us. And, you know, people like that, they will get their reward.
Yeah. And then she called unto the men of her house and spake unto them, saying, see, he has brought an Hebrew in unto us to mock us. He came unto me to lie with me. Now she's saying she lied. He unto Hebrew unto us to mock us. And he came in unto me to lie with me. And I cried with a loud voice. And it came to pass, when he heard that I lifted up my voice and cried, that he left his garment with me and fled and got him out. And she laid up his garment by her until his Lord came home. And she spake unto him according to these words, saying, the Hebrew servant, which thou hast brought in unto us, came in unto me to mock me. And it came to pass, as I lifted up my voice and cried, that he left his garment with me and fled out. And it came to pass, when his master heard the words of his wife, which she spake unto him, saying, After this matter did thy servant to me, that his wrath was kindled. And Joseph's master took him and put him into the prison, a place where the king's prisoners were bound, and he was there in the prison. But the Lord was with Joseph and showed him mercy and gave him favor in the sight of the keeper of the prison. And the keeper of the prisoners committed to Joseph all the prisoners that were in the prison, and whatsoever they did there, he was the doer of it. The keeper of the prison looked not to anything that was under his hand, because the Lord was with him, and that with that which he did, the Lord made it to prosper. Now notice all them lies that this woman told on Joseph. It said, it came to pass as I lifted up my voice and cried, that he fled and got out. Now this is the same word. Think about all them white women, how they stood up with the words of mouth and lied on Bill Cosby. And all of this stuff is the fulfillment of these prophecies in the Bible. Because Bill Cosby is a Hebrew Israelite. He was set up. And this is what happened to Joseph. Bill Cosby was set up. See, all these things that we go through lets us know that this Bible is only a book for the black people. It's not the book for the white man. It lets us know all of this is the fulfillment of Bible prophecy. Does that make any sense? Yeah.
Right.
It says, and it came to pass when his master heard, okay, and she spake unto him according to these words, saying, The Hebrew servant which thou hast brought in unto us came unto me to mock me. Now think about how the women say Bill Cosby he drugged me and he raped me. And he went along, and Bill Cosby's masters heard the words of these women and took and put Bill Cosby in prison. Bill Cosby's master, which is the so-called white man, locked him up over some words that a white woman said. Because see, this Hebrew man came in and gave me some pills and made me drunk. Don't that sound like this is the fulfillment? They really is the fulfillment of what this Bible is. This Bible is revealing all of those white folks that are lying, and all those women who go along with them. There's Uncle Toms and pro-blacks and stuff. When God come back and he destroyed America, destroyed the so-called white man with nuclear bombs from Russia and China, and they come over here, they're going to be destroyed right along with this white man.
There it is.
They're going to be destroyed for lying. All of this you read in the Bible, it reminds you of when they said, yeah, he raped us and drugged us. And this woman's husband listened to the lies of this woman and caused Joseph to be in prison for 2 years.
But you know what, though? God used it, though, for his glory, because you know what? While he was in prison, the Lord made him the ruler. So that's God right. Worked it out anyway in his favor.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, he still worked in his favor, even though
the Bible also says this: what the devil meant for evil, God turned it around for his good.
Yeah, that's in here as well too. Let's see. Yeah. So does that sound like when she said, see, you have brought a Hebrew servant in unto us, is to mock us, and it came to pass as I lifted up my voice and cried, that he left this garment with me and fled and got him out. That's just like a white woman. That was a white Edomite woman that did that. Because notice she mocked,
50 years ago, their lives would have had one of us lynched and hanging from a tree.
Yep. Look what happened to Joseph. You know this was about how you can tell who is who in the Bible. All you got to do is look at the things that go ahead.
Their lies have caused whole towns to be destroyed. Rosewood, Black Wall Street.
That's right. There are many more scriptures that I could have went through, but you know, we'll probably, you know, if you're not busy tomorrow, I can chop it up with you, you know, because there is a lot of stuff, you know. I'm pretty you know, I went through the Bible, you know, and I try to get an understanding of everything that I actually quote or whatever, you know. And it had, you know, since I've been listening to the Hebrew Israelites, it kind of opened my understanding more to these prophets and the nations in the Bible, you know, because you know you can read the things in the Bible and everything that's going on, shooting our people down in the streets and all that stuff. The Most High prophesied that these things will happen. And the main thing, what he did, he sent our enemies against us because we did not keep his laws, statutes, commandments, his commandments, statutes, and his laws of the Most High. So he sent our enemies against us, according to Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 49. He sent our enemies against us because we broke his laws. And so he allowed our enemies to rule over us. This is the one of the reasons why we're in the condition that we're in a docile mind state and serving the so-called white man. Because he said, because we didn't choose to follow the will of the Most High, we will serve our enemies. And this is what has happened. This is the reason why our enemies is ruling over us. When we go and get our people go and get their driver's license, everything we get, driver's license, an ID, a social security card, we have to go to our enemies to get it.
Well, they pretty much run the society we live in.
Yep.
So yeah, we gotta pay our rent to them. We gotta pay bills to them. We gotta shop at their stores. Yeah. So the way I look at it, God's gonna use that around. He's gonna use that. We're going to do what we need to do, but at the same time, we need to be building and developing our own neighborhoods. We need to be getting back and supporting one another, another's businesses. Why aren't we supporting each other?
That's true.
That's the real question we need to be asking.
Why we're not supporting each other? Yeah, that's what it's all about. That's why I say, you know, with my whenever I see my brothers again and stuff, you know, like they on their vacation and stuff. But when I come back in contact with them, you know, I'm gonna, you know, we're gonna work together. I'm just gonna tell them that, you know, we can work together and just go out on, you know, just help each other, build each other up, and help bring our nation back together. You know what I mean? And that way we can be in unity with one another. When the Bible says love your enemy, it's not talking about the so-called white man. It's talking about the enemy of your own people. But, you know, we get these texts from our enemies that tells us, servants, be obedient to your master. And that put us in a docile state of mind. And this is what they taught us in these Christianity churches. You know what I'm saying? This is what what white supremacists telling us, but they don't read it in the context. You know what I'm saying? Because the Most High said when we follow his will, then he's going to put all these evil diseases up on our enemies and stuff. Just like our water is poison in there in the kitchen. Our enemies did that. The so-called white man poisoned our water.
Well, you know what? They're responsible for the extinctions of entire species of animals and plants.
Yeah, even the animals the animals hate white folks. The animals tired of them. And a lot of people run around and talk about, well, all white people is not bad. It's only a few good ones. Well, you
never said it was all white people though.
Yeah, if you got
not once have we said it was all white people. But like me, you weren't talking about if you go through a pack of wolves, I'm not
That's what I
gonna
was
look
just
for
getting
the
ready to say.
not gonna look for the one that's good. In the meantime, you walking through the pack and getting bit all up just to look for that one. And by the time
Yeah,
you finally find the good one, if you do find a good one, you're gonna have all kinds of chunks missing out your behind.
exactly. That's what I was just getting ready to say. You took it out my mouth though. Yeah, like you sit up there and you, if you got 100 wolves and there are only 3 good ones in there, 98, let's see, 8, 9, 98, 99, 100. Now you go through 99, 98, let's see, 98, 99, 100. Okay, now if you trying to get to the 3 good ones out of 98 wolves, you get chunks bit out of you from 98 wolves. By the time you get to the 3 good ones, the 98 wolves, you got all kinds of chunks. You destroyed. You bit up from here. You can't move. You almost dead. By the time you get to the 3 good ones, shoot, you plunked out. You dead. 911 can't do nothing for you. None of it because you don't went through a whole pack. But you already described and destroyed.
It's real interesting how they want us to give them the benefit of individuality, but they won't do that for us.
Nope, they sure wouldn't. Like a lot of people crying for John McCain when he died and stuff. But guess what?
I didn't shed one tear.
They ain't did that. What John McCain did for our community? Nothing. He ain't done nothing for the black race. None of that. A lot of people, and this is the thing that gets me, brother Eric Collins. When people be talking about white folks worked hard and got what they got, that's stupid. White folks stole everything. So how you gonna say they worked hard for what they got when they done stole it all? That's stupid.
And not only is it stupid, it's a lie. They stole this nation. They stole us. They stole our inventions. They stole our ingenuity. They stole everything.
Oh man, can I show you that in the Bible? Let me show you that right here in Exodus chapter 21 and verses. I'm gonna start at 14. Exodus 21 and 14. But if a man if a man presumptuously, if a man come presumptuously upon his neighbor to slay him with guile, thou shalt take him from my altar, that he may die. Now, verse 15. He that smiteth his father or his mother shall surely be put to death. Verse 16. Watch what it say. And he that stealeth a man and selleth him. Who stole us? The so-called white man. He that stealeth a man. In Exodus 21 and verse 16. He that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. He that curses his father. Okay, yeah. So he that stealeth. Now, what nation of people kidnapped our ancestors and brought them to a strange land? He that stealeth a man and selleth him. Let's go to the part where we were sold for wine. You remember I read that, huh?
Yeah, I believe you did.
Here we go. For behold, the days come. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I will bring the captivity of Judah in Jerusalem, and I will also gather all nations and will bring them down unto the valley of Jehoshaphat, and I will plead with them there for my people and for my inheritance, Israel, whom they have scattered amongst the nation and parted my land. They have cast lots for my people and have given a boy for an harlot and sold a girl for wine that they might drink. He said, they have cast lots for my people and have given a boy for an harlot and sold a girl for wine that they might drink. So that means that we were sold to our enemies by the Africans, Hagarenes, and the Chinese man. All of them teamed up together and sold us to the so-called white man. We were sold to our enemies. According to Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68. Look what it says. Deuteronomy 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee unto Egypt again with ships. See, this is in the Bible. See, we came over here on carnal slave ships. Our ancestors did. And the Lord shall bring thee unto Egypt again with ships by the way, whereof I have spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again. That means we wouldn't see our homeland again. Our homeland is Jerusalem. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen, that means slave men, and bondwomen, that means slave women. And no man shall buy you, meaning that no man will redeem us out of the condition that we're in. That means Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, none of these people could not redeem us out of the condition. They tried, but they couldn't do it. Deuteronomy 28 and verse 37. Now, you know how we get African American and coon and black and all that kind of stuff? Niggers and all that? Here it is right here. Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment and a proverb and a byword amongst all nations, whether the Lord shall lead thee. See that? That means we took on the proverb and byword. That means we will be given slave names. And we over here and we got slave name, nigger, coon, and all that. That's where this stuff come from. Where it says we will become proverbs and bywords. And this is where all this stuff come from. We ain't no African American. America is white supremacy. They made that up. In 1462. This was way before Columbus came to America and discovered America. When the Europeans came over here and took power and took over, that's when we became America.
How do you discover something, though, that's already inhabited? You can't discover something that was already been inhabited. That's like me coming to your house and discovering $1 laying on your floor. I mean, you know how that sounds?
Yeah, that's crazy. And so we took on the names African American. Africa is not our homeland. Jerusalem is our homeland. That's in Galatians. You want to see it?
Well, Africa was named after Leo Africanus, which was a white man.
Yeah. And so when you name yourself after that, Leo
America was named after an Italian, which is also a white man named Amerigo Vespucci.
Yeah. So when you think of that, you're naming yourself after some pedophiles.
Wow.
And when you name yourself
that don't sound too good right there.
Huh?
That don't sound too good at all.
I do. When you call yourself a Christian and you is a Methodist, Eastside Pentecost that was created by a so-called white man. You naming yourself after some pedophiles.
Well, we already said that the word Christian is not even in the Bible. First of all, he called us believers. See, the word Christian was actually, if you don't understand, the word Christian was actually used as an insult. To be honest with you, they call people Christians as a form of mockery because they follow Christ.
That's
See,
right.
that term was a mocking term. It was an insult. So he originally called us believers. Why? Because we believe he died on the cross for us, because he came again. We believe that he's coming back. And that's why we believe.
That's right. That is so true. Whoa. Okay, I kind of turn this thing around. I hate that it turn around. It froze. Like when you unplug your thing, it froze. Have you did you see that?
I've been noticing it quite a bit, actually.
Yeah, I don't know why it do that, you know?
How old is your tablet?
It's not even a year old yet. I just got it this year.
Well, what brand is it?
It's a HP. Huge package.
So is it a tablet or a laptop?
It's a laptop. So that, I don't know. Maybe it could be, that could be the case, I guess.
All right.
That's something how you can record a Google Hangout from a laptop or desktop, but you cannot do it. Now, I do know some iPads you can do it, some phones you can do it, but I don't hardly see it. You mostly do it from a laptop.
I prefer to do it from a laptop.
Oh, okay. But I do know, I remember having a tablet where you could do Google Hangouts from a tablet. It's a certain kind, though. I forgot what kind that was. All these old bugs. They look like that light draws them. Let me go and read that text and Galatians. Let me go to Galatians. I always like to prove stuff.
Do you know a young lady named Takia Jet?
I don't think I ever heard of her. I don't believe.
Well, just so you know, when you see her in the comments, she's good people.
Oh, okay. What's her name?
Takia Jet, Takia Jet, Jet.
Oh, okay. Whoa, I hate when I drop my pencil.
Can't be dropping your tools.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. It's 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh wow, it's 12:02. It's 12 here.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm sitting here at work, so. And so you burning the midnight oil. You drinking too?
I got my water, yeah.
I am too. I got this juice I got from 7-Eleven.
Oh, I be drinking. That's a watermelon, ain't it?
Yeah, you drink it too?
Yeah. Hold it up there again. Let me see.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Oh yeah. Where you bought it at?
7-Eleven.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's 7-Eleven's brand.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like them. They good. They pretty. They
Yep.
Good. I be drinking this sometime. Do you drink that?
Yep. I guess we could toast.
Yep. Yeah. Like hit the cups together like that, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, like when they be drinking their wine and stuff, then they turn around and they click their cups together and they drink like that.
Yep.
Yeah. Have you ever had that problem though? You tried to go live on your account and then they turn around and tell you got too many live streams, or they just don't let you go live, and then eventually you end up
That sounds like a load of crap to me, but no, I've never heard that before. That sounds like some crap. They just making stuff up. There ain't no such thing as too many live streams. This is my channel, and I make as many videos and live streams as I want.
That's right. That's why I say I'm gonna go back over. I'm gonna keep on.
So they can miss me with that one. Matter of fact, you need to follow a report with them too.
Report with them, huh?
Yeah, they can miss me with that one. What guideline is that? Y'all just made that up on the fly.
Exactly. You creating too many live streams. I knew that was crazy.
Yeah, well, because you said that, I'm gonna create 20 more of them. So how about that?
That's right. So you just send them your email. You just write something and just send it to them, right?
Yeah, email to them. Just go to on how to file a report. It should walk you through it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can do that.
And you go through there like the what is it? Like the FAQ.
FAQ.
Frequently asked questions. See if you can go through that right there and find out what rule was that you violated of the too many live streams. That's a load of crap.
Yeah, that's why I say I'm not gonna. What I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna, because I guess if I stay off of it a while and I go back on, I'll be able to, they're gonna have to turn it loose some kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know how you go on Google, and have you ever created a Google Hangout before? When you put your title in and everything, and you hit the thing, you press the button to go live, something gonna pop up over there and say, would you delete? You have too many live streams. Delete one or reuse an old one. That's what it's gonna pop up and say.
No, I've never heard nothing like that before.
Oh, okay. Well, they probably just messing with me. They want to use me as a target, I guess.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm gonna read this text right here. It says, but Galatians 4 and 26. But Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all. See that? That's not. You remember what I read in the Bible where it says, "And ye shall never see your homeland again."
Yep.
You'll be taken away. Our homeland is Jerusalem, not Africa.
Mm-hmm.
So our history is in the Bible. Yes, indeed. Yep. Oh, that's amazing how you can come on camera and you can talk and record yourself. Like back then, people used to just call each other and talk to each other. They'll come to each other's houses and talk. But
yeah, you can still do that.
Yeah, I know.
You can still do that.
I know. You still can do that. I was just thinking about the new technology created. You can, if you want to talk, you can actually. It's just like it's really just no different from a phone. It's really no different from people making a phone call, calling somebody. The only difference is you're able to see them and talk to them, and you can actually get a record of you can record yourself talking and keep it up.
Yep.
I think I read a lot of scriptures on being on this live, I think. Yeah, I think, it'll be something where people can go back and watch it. Hopefully they can get something out of it, Mm-hmm. Let me see. I'm gonna take and go on my tablet and go on. Well, I have to sign into my other account. Like they won't even allow me to go live on my first account. I'm gonna see if I can go live on. Hold on. I think I might. Okay, I'm gonna hit this thing and go live like that. Now I'm gonna put my title in here. I'm gonna say live, L-I-V-E, and now I'm fixing to press. See, it ain't let. It's just saying error has occurred. Every time I press that live, it's not doing anything. And this is on my first account. Let me switch account and go to Remember the Sabbath Day. Let's see here. This is the one right here. Yeah. Let me see something here. Yep. Oh, somebody's in here. I don't know who it is. I don't like boxing ever since Money retired. Let's see here. Let me go to the channel. Let me see this. Somebody's in here. I don't know who it is. I don't like boxing ever since Money retired. Let me go to the channel. Somebody's in here. I don't know who it is. I don't like boxing. 1 hour and 15 minutes. So I've been screaming. They must like this video here because it's got 1 like on it. They got 1 like on it.
Yeah.
It started screaming 1 hour and 15 minutes ago. So I've been doing. I did. It's over an hour that I done did then. So I guess what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get go ahead and get up off of here and get to bed.
All right. You know, as always,
you're always welcome to come on the live and stuff like that. And everything. You're always welcome to read Aaron Collins.
It's always good chopping up.
Yeah.
You know, after, and I feel like I've been wisened up a little. You know, and especially after what has happened with me and all that. But you know what, life goes on, and I'm gonna continue doing what I'm doing.
That's right. We're gonna have to just do a live during the day where we can do a couple hours and chop it up and stuff, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to what I'm gonna do, I might take tomorrow and take this link and put it on my new account. You know, I even might take what I probably do is take and make a video. I'm gonna have to just record a video from a regular camera, record it, and then turn around and put this video link in the description box and put one on my Google Plus page. Put a link on my Google Plus page to where people can see it.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I have to do. Peace and love to you, the real Aaron Collins.
All right, Clarence. Same to you too, brother.
All right, we're gonna have to chop it up some more, brother.
All right.
All right. Peace, brother.